One of the difficult things about instituting a new approach, assuming that for you this is a new approach, is the difficulty of doing anything on your own. And as much as we are very self-reliant as a profession, individually as a profession, probably as a profession too, we still do find it difficult. I always used to say when I was in the midst of a very busy general practice, you don't want to be the first one on the block to have something, but you don't want to be the last person on the block either. Let them sort of make the mistakes and then you can learn from those. But this is not a technique. It's almost like a viewpoint, and you can have, forgive the analogy, but it works for me. Here we are going along in a boat. It's got a motor on it, it's a speedboat. And we've been going in this particular direction for a while, and we see the shore, and we're doing great good. And so how we can look at this is to say, okay, well, there's another boat coming along with a slightly different viewpoint, same direction, which is to do the best we can, to do well financially, so we're there tomorrow, provide a service for our patients, build a reputation, all of those things. But this boat is just coming aside. We don't have to suddenly sink, that's not the right word, scupper, our boat and jump into the other boat. We can run alongside and basically even, we're taking the analogy a little bit far further now, but we can basically rope the boats together. I mean, we can run these side to side. It doesn't mean we have to change. So what I was saying when I said about the I won't say difficulty, but let's look at it positively, it's easier when we're doing it with other people. Going back to what I said yesterday, get people on your side. Share with people. I'm hoping that as time goes on, we can have some sort of Zoom network or something where we can actually get in touch with people. I don't always like asking the person who's in the next door office, because we all know what happens when we share our vulnerabilities and ignorance and potential to somebody next door. There's one of three things. They either weren't listening, they put their arm around you and say, yeah, I had the same problem, I'll show you what I did, or they'll take the patient. So forgive my cynicism, but we live in the real world, not a textbook here. So sometimes in another town might be better. As the world gets smaller, it was becoming a problem, but then as time's gone on with COVID, it's not a problem because people really don't want to travel and they'd much rather stick with their own dentist, who they know is keeping the place safe and sterile and safe. Anyway, so I won't go on, but remember, sometimes you need someone to be there for you while you're busy doing what you're doing, and that can be a member of your team. Can also be a friend, could be a fellow colleague, could be a physician. One of the advantages is if you have a friend who's a physician, you can pretend that you're struggling, and maybe they'll take sympathy, or they'll take what's the word? They'll take can't think of the word, but it doesn't matter. And maybe they'll think to themselves, oh, maybe you should send him a few patients. My physician, after I shared it, just said, yeah, I'm so busy that we don't really have time to look into that. And of course I didn't like to say anything, but maybe he wouldn't be quite so busy if he didn't have so many patients with upper airway compromise. But that's just an aside, so that's fine. Anyway, so I'll leave it there so I don't go on, and catch you tomorrow. Thanks, bye.